Hey guys, I'm going to make a short video today just to let you know what's happening over here on Facebook. Thanks so much for all your follows and all your listens over on all the other channels, but I've been trying to figure out a way to bring value here on Facebook. I don't want to just keep rehashing the pictures I'm putting up on Instagram. So I'm going to start by doing a short show. I'm going to do it as often as I can, and the idea here is just going to be to give you a little behind the scenes look at what's happening, and what I think is going to be a really exciting journey. As you probably noticed, I've pulled back from doing the everyday podcast now. Those lasted right the way through March and April, and I had no idea that I'd be able to do that when I started at the beginning of March, and let alone do it for 2 months back to back. And it's been a real learning experience. I think I've grown and I've got so much more confidence around what I'm doing with the podcast. But taking a conscious step back from that is difficult, because I guess I've gotten into this habit and routine of everyday new podcasts, and that was kind of my world, and that pressure, was what was sort of, I guess, I became used to, and is kind of not there anymore, because it's now fairly easy for me to do 3 times a week. So so what's the point of this video? I think what you'll see here on this channel in terms of on Facebook is what you will start to see coming through in the podcast later on. So I'm really committed to getting the podcast to a stage where I can start doing podcasting as a service. I think that, as I've said many times, I think that so many people who are guests on the podcast and have been guests on the podcast and will be guests on the podcast should have their own podcast, and that there's a real advantage to all of us to creating this kind of podcast ecosystem where we can support each other and we can appear on each other's podcasts and we can refer people to one another's podcasts as well. So I very bullish on podcasting, and I'm very open to helping other people to start. I had my own challenges with starting, and totally open to helping you if you ever feel like you want to make the plunge and get your words out there. I think it just makes a lot of sense to podcast. Why? Because you don't need an interim person. You don't need somebody to write your words for you. You don't need somebody to edit your words for you. If you want to speak directly to the people, then you can, and people will listen. I don't have any particular qualifications or background in wine, and I think that my approach to that, how I've handled that, has been to put the guest first and to really concentrate on getting value, and in a sense, not getting in the way of the guests, bringing value to you guys who are listening. So there's a short video today just to get the first one out there. First one's always the most difficult. This message of, so positive around podcasting, so passionate around bringing value through my channel. And I just think that there are so many people who they have websites and they have social media accounts, and the logical next step is to create their own podcast. I mean, I am a firm believer that podcasting is social media. There is no gatekeeper. It's just you. If you want to get out and talk, you don't have to, worry about video and keeping your camera straight. It's just you talking to the people. My kit is £100. More than happy to share links to how to buy that and help you guys to get going and to get started. Just looking forward to bringing you a different look on the journey here over on Facebook. And I've gone on much longer than I intended to. So I'll see you next time. Take care.